Securities. Kunal, thanks very much for taking out the time. Let's talk about Aurobindo. Obviously, the severity of this observation is not all that intense, and therefore the relief for the stock. But what lies ahead now for Aurobindo Pharma?
So I think Unit 4, everyone expected severe action from FDA given the number of observations. However, they have been able to dodge the bullet through their response. So what we see is the Form 483, which is just the one half of the story. The real half is how the company responds to that Form 483 and how FDA perceives those corrective and action and planning in how they view it. So based on that, FDA kind of takes an action into VAI or OAI, and given the response, I think they would have submitted. FDA classified it as VAI, which was very positive for the company, especially from the point of view of the future growth, because that plant has around 1/3 of the ANDA spending. Yeah, so around 30% of the pending ANDAs are from that plant.
So how do you, what do you budget in now as somebody who's looking at this company? What do you budget about what could happen to Aurobindo? Obviously, the street has taken a liking to this announcement with the kind of gains that it has done. What happens to business going ahead?
So it removes the uncertainty in terms of future growth. So as I said, it accounted for 1/3 of the pending ANDAs, which means that the future growth in the US business is well intact with the VAI on this plant. And as of now, there will be no downgrades because everyone expected the future ANDAs to come into play in terms of future growth, and given the VAI status, there will be no downgrade. But from here on, I think the successful response to this plant also kind of brings positivity on the some of the other plants which are currently under OAI or warning letter. So one of the biggest one is Unit 7, which is currently under OAI. The company is doing remediation work there. It is one of the biggest plant for Aurobindo, accounts for around 15 to 20% of its consolidated revenue. Currently it is under OAI, so I think people would now think that it would be positive also, because the company has already started taking remediation action. Another important plant is Unit 1, which is currently under warning letter, for which the company has already completed the remediation work, and they have already invited FDA for re-inspection. So another catalyst in the near term could be the re-inspection of Unit 11, and resolution of warning letter would be further catalyst for the stock.
Okay, Kunal, the larger pharma space as well. I mean, thanks so much for this Aurobindo intakes. Now, just one quick perspective. A lot of, maybe pharma at large may not be doing well, but healthcare as a space has seen its share of gainers, isn't it? I mean, we've seen this Apollo Hospitals having a fabulous run. Some diagnostic companies also have done reasonably okay. So healthcare is doing well, even though pure play pharma may not. Within your coverage universe, what would be the top 1 or 2 names that you believe you have a conviction that could create wealth for shareholders going ahead?
So in my view, so I currently have only pharma coverage, and within my coverage, I have most conviction on Dr. Reddy's and.
Okay. Yeah, please carry on.
Yes, in the pharma, I don't have healthcare coverage as of now. Yeah, so Dr. Reddy's is the one on which I have the most conviction, followed by Aurobindo.
Okay, so Dr. Reddy's followed by Aurobindo. Thanks very much, Kunal, for joining us. Really appreciate you taking out the time this afternoon.